A tragic death in Kerala's Kannur is now at the center of two competing narratives, and investigators are trying to determine which one led to the death of first-year BDS student RL Nithin Raj. On one side, Kerala police are saying there may be a link to pressure from a loan app. On the other, Nithin Raj's family alleges caste-based harassment and even foul play inside the college campus. The Kannur City Police Commissioner has confirmed that a cyber FIR has been registered after investigators found Nithin had taken a loan through a mobile application between December and January. Police are saying he had been receiving repeated calls from recovery agents, and significantly, a teacher from his college was also contacted regarding the repayment. Investigators have also recovered allegedly threatening chats from the loan app operators, and sections related to abetment, suicide and the SC/ST Prevention of Atrocities Act have now been added to the FIR. But the family has rejected the version. Visuals on your screen. Nithin's father says the loan was taken for his mother's medical treatment. His father Rajan, who's on the screen, he had said that of course a loan was taken for Nithin's mother's medical treatment and was already being repaid with family support. Rajan has questioned why the college or faculty never informed the family if there were threats, and there were serious threats. The family insists this was not suicide but murder, and alleges that Nithin faced harassment over his caste background, dark complexion and economic status. Two faculty members have already been booked under abetment to suicide and SC/ST Act provisions. Kerala Chief Minister Pinarayi Vijayan has called the death painful and unacceptable. It's on your screens right now, saying no student should be pushed to such a situation in a progressive state like Kerala. Meanwhile, the university has ordered a comprehensive probe, and protests have begun demanding accountability. As investigators examine digital evidence, faculty conduct and campus circumstances, the central question remains: what was it? Was it a case of loan app harassment or just institutional discrimination which took a young man's life? At the end of the day, a young man is gone, and we need to question that again and again and again. Brinda Dige has joined us, very well-known social activist, and Lal Kumar, who's an advocate of the Kerala High Court. Very warm welcome to both of you. I want to first come to Lal. Lal, you know, I don't want to poke holes, but then I'm forced to, because on Thursday or Friday, the police was very clear that they rejected the loan app theory. They also alleged that the university or the college, the BDS institute, was trying to mislead the police by saying, oh, there could be a loan app shark angle to it. The police at that time had rejected it. All along, even as we had seen, that it seemed like a caste discrimination. I'm not even going into the veracity of the audio clip or anything. But his family, several students have sat on dharna. A whistleblower has said that he was called names like Blackie. You know, I can't repeat them, so pardon me. Names like that. Lal, don't you think, you're an advocate, don't you think it raises a lot of questions on the death of a young man? Lal.
Absolutely. This is unacceptable in a progressive state like Kerala. A person committing suicide, either based on an virtual extortion by a loan application or by caste discrimination. Let us take both courses. Both are unacceptable. So let's be clear on that. My issue is, my thought process is that the contributing role that played in the abetment of the suicide of this person, is this gentleman, is twofold. One is from the teachers. That teachers means the environment in which he was studying, because many students are coming out and saying that this person and the other people were being totally under pressure, because teachers are not cooperative. They are making statements which is derogatory in nature. So the environment in which these people are, or the students are studying, is unacceptable. This is not acceptable for a university. We have learned, we have studied in an institution. So these institutions have to be perfect. It should be an ideal environment where the people should people have to become rational there, isn't it? The environment there should be rational. So that environment is totally defeated for sure. I have no doubts in my mind in accepting the fact that the environment there is totally defeated. And the other one is about the loan application and the Gunda system that is prevailing virtually. The father of the deceased has accepted the fact that a loan is already being taken. If that is true, I'm certainly sure that there is an ecosystem prevailing in the society, that there are goons continuously calling these people, continuously calling the people to whom these particular person who has availed loan is connected. So actually what happens is these people will pressurize the particular person who has availed loan, whether he is whether he is paying back or whether he is not paying. These people create a very havoc environment, and this person cannot live in a society in a socially dignified manner. So this is a reality. So goons, virtual goons are actually calling every day. For example, I have taken a loan.
Right.
Immediately they will call my father. Then they will call my brother. Then they will call my colleague who is connected. So this is an ecosystem that is framed virtually. This is a serious issue.
Right.
So my point is definitely the reasons behind this should be twofold. And one is respect to the caste environment. That is why he could not use that university floor and teachers as a resort to explain what has happened to them. For example, I'm affected with this loan. I'll go to my teachers and say,
yes,
I'm affected by this.
Yes.
There are certain group of
Absolutely.
people who are pressurizing me.
Absolutely.
He could not explain
He
that.
couldn't. And
That
there are
environment
twofold.
is
So you're
defeat.
saying there was caste bias. There was, you feel that there was pressure from loan sharks. He could not go and confess in anybody.
Absolutely.
And that's what happened. Brinda
Absolutely.
Adige, what a shame of a society that we live in. Apparently the police are saying one teacher was also called, repeatedly, and she went to the police and she said later that, even I'm being harassed and things like that. But Brinda Adige, this is one side of it. The other side of it is the father, like Lal says, Rajan, the father himself said, yes, my wife was ailing and he had taken a loan. But Brinda Adige, all the students are out there. I think the Rohit Vemula Act, it's time that universities bring this act, for God's sake, to be called out as for his caste, to be called out for his color, to be called out for his financial status. What was the college doing? That is the whole question that we need to ask. We have kids that age. Brinda Adige, don't you think they are the first one who are culpable here?
You're absolutely right, Sudha. It is the college, it is the educational institution and its system that must first be questioned and held accountable. Maybe there is a loan side to it, and they function in legal gray zones with no oversight, especially from RBI and things like that. But that said, they are predatory and all of it. Where is the college going? Do you have a counselor? Do you have somebody who's easily accessible? And can they go and talk over there without the fear of being publicly shamed? Now, every time a student dies, you and I are debating. We are talking about it. But where is the system? Where is the structure that is addressing these issues? Every time we come forward and say, let's make a rule, there are anti-discriminatory rules. There are anti-bullying rules. There is anti-ragging rules. But the teachers, so you're now looking at teachers. Now, who gives these teachers authority? Who gives them that, that arrogance with which they would discriminate, humiliate, call names because of a caste or because of the social and the economic status or because of the color of the skin? And this teacher has the gall now to go and tell the police, I was also getting calls. Why did you not report to somebody? Isn't there a system within your management and college to go and report and say, hey, if I have been harassed by the loan sharks, the digital loan sharks, how much harassment is this student facing? I'm worried, I'm concerned, I'm bothered about this student. Let's do something about it. 14,000 rupees in this age and time, and a life has gone. This is coercion, not credit. And when teachers are
Absolutely.
making fun and humiliating that student, and the student has nowhere to go and share,
I know.
hierarchies of fear.
Yeah.
So, first and foremost, the college institution must be pulled up. Not
Right.
just the two teachers who have been professors named in the FIR, the entire management.
Yeah,
Nothing stopped the police from
Yeah.
naming the entire management.
Right, Brinda. You know what Brinda says, Lal. Apparently, Dr. Ram, I mean, I'm going to name him. Students said we complained about him to the college authorities because allegedly he was one of those who, who resorted to casteist slurs, even gender specific slurs. He called a student a cockroach once. I mean, my mind boggles actually. So I am asking you that, you are a lawyer. I mean, can these professors who have been asked to go, and others, and the principal, and the counselor, can they be booked for abetment of suicide? Lal?
That's why I told you it is twofold. I'm certain that the environment that they created has abetted for sure, abetted this person to commit suicide for sure. I have no doubts in my mind. But above all, there is one another aspect which is not discussed in the debate so far, is about the internal mark system. Let me be very clear about it. How cohesion happens, how the teachers are exercising undue influence on the students. They are having something called internal marks, and the internal marks is in the hands of the teacher. And if you don't appease the teacher, I use the word appease the teacher, they will definitely reduce your marks. Personally, they will hit you, and this will create problems for your academic career. So what will happen is, a rational mind, a person who is having free will not act against this person. They will be subsumed into the pressure that is created by the teachers and the teaching environment. This is a serious issue that we face across the universities, because the teachers are exercising this. How these people get the control over the students? It is through these internal marks. I am certain about it. I'm a victim of that. I have reacted at certain times, but I am being targeted by a group of teachers. I have been vocal. I spoke against it. So you have to understand how the teachers get an edge. How can they exercise undue influence on the students? It is through something called internal marks. Or else, for example, there are no marks. There is only marks for attendance. The teachers cannot exercise undue influence on the students. So this is totally created by using this system called internal marks. That should be avoided. That system should be evaded. Or else, what will happen is, we will continuously see that the teachers exercising undue influence on the students. They will not speak out because that will affect their scholarship. That will affect their marks, and the entire academics will get affected. Because without internal marks, certain times you may not be able to score better in the university exam, and combining together you will pass the exam. So if your internal marks score is less, maybe there are chances that you lose the examination. So this is also a serious issue. I'm telling you the reason how these people are exercising the undue influence. What is the edge these people are having, the teachers are having? It is the internal marks. Let me make it very clear. The system has to make a control, system has to intervene, and these teachers have to be brought before the system. So there have to be a clear idea how these people can do, how these people can handle a particular situation. It should not be a draconian system where the teachers can do anything and exercise undue pressure on the students and get their things done. No, it is not a jail, it is a university. Let us remember that.
Spoken very passionately, Brinda, before I let both of you go. Brinda, tell me something. This is Kerala we are talking about. Here Lal says, who's a lawyer, he says there are something called internal marks. I presume there are, personal biases which may come into play. I presume personal favorites will come into this. What does a student do? Because if the teachers, I'm dependent on the teacher to give me marks, the counselors, the principal, even the, the security guard, they all must be in cahoots. What is the way out for me, Brinda?
You're absolutely right. And I think because of that, when we talk of India, youngest nation, which means we have the most number of students from anywhere in the world. So the government, the state has to now bring in an ombudsman that is not under the control of the management, that is not under the control of anybody who's running a particular college or a university, because that's the only place that students may be able to share their grievance, where there will not be hierarchies that might be that might have political patronage or any other such patronage, because we are talking of higher education and we are talking of students who can go and represent if they have any kind of a grievance. And if that is not done immediately, I don't know when we are going to do about what we are going to do about it. Because let us remember, this is not the first time, and sadly, this will not be the last death. We've seen deaths like this again and again across India. It's not only that we know what is happening in Kotha, where there are people who have gone there for tuitions, for IIT and all of those, and they have committed suicide. So there is nowhere an ombudsman. The only other option for us is courts, and courts are tedious and cumbersome and not places that students can afford. So it is time that every state
stand up and
makes a
say
serious concern.
Yeah, it's a serious, and Brinda, sorry I interjected, and political parties and many other moral policing will say students are trouble, they should be under control. We've had a minister in the past who got up in parliament and spoke like that, and thank God she's no more the minister. But the point is that we can all moral police students, but make the students safe and leave the kids alone. I think that is very, very important, and I think we should all apologize to Nithin. We should all kind of hang our heads in shame today, Brinda. Thank you very much, Brinda. Thank you, Lal.